For most people watching this video, the number one question right now is how are the conflicts across the world right now going to affect the markets? Are we going to go down? Is the oil price going to shoot up through the roof? Today, I'm going to give you the answer, what the market is most likely going to do if we actually see an escalated conflict across the world. Guys, today I'm going to show you some crazy charts. This can help us predict what the next major Bitcoin move is going to be. I will let you know what you need to be prepared for this week and much more. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris. I'm bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So with everything going on, of course, we're watching the markets right now, and Bitcoin is starting to trend down a little bit here recently. 2 red candles on the 4-hourly time frame. But of course, with everything that's been happening throughout this weekend, people were waiting for the futures market to open up on Sunday evening. So yesterday evening, we did see the futures market open up, and traditional markets went down by 1%. So not too bad. But the more important question is, how would oil react? Because a lot of people are anticipating oil to start to shoot up through the roof. And yes, we did see on traditional markets, we did see oil go up by almost 6%. Since then, we have retraced a little bit down to $85 per barrel. But of course, the longer the war goes on in the Middle East, and with Russia and everything that's going on across the world, is putting pressure on the oil price. And also with the oil producers already agreeing to cut production, which means lower supply, this could lead to a disastrous snowball effect of oil going up through the roof here in the next few months. Potentially, this is what people are fearing. Now, I am putting together some research into this. I want to look at how the oil price has reacted when we've seen major conflicts around the world. And as soon as I have composed that research, I will present it to you. So make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. Moving into some more stuff I want to talk about is that if you look at the NASDAQ and if you look at treasuries, you can see that we were overvalued here in 2000s, meaning NASDAQ stocks were at a high price compared to US treasuries. Since then, we have had a lower price here, and we can see that we are right now at an all-time high when it comes to the NASDAQ being overvalued compared to treasuries. Now, is this a paradigm shift? Is this the new normal, or should we be something more like this? Well, that would suggest that NASDAQ, which means traditional markets, would need to go down lower, or the treasuries would need to go up higher, meaning that basically the Fed needs to cut their interest rates. So this is some interesting things and some interesting food for thought as well. Now, when we look at the major conflicts across the world previously, it can paint us a picture about what the market is going to do. Now, let's say something escalates. Let's say something drastically changes, and a lot of countries get involved in major wars. Well, let's look at the history here. So in 2003, you had the Iraq War, and you could see that this was actually not too bad for the markets. After 12 months, we were up 30%. Now, September 11th, you did have minus 20%, but I mean, we did see during the month, 3 months, and 6 months after this, we were actually at a higher price point, and then 12 months later, we had started to go down severely. Now, in 1993, we were up 6.5, 91, up 9%, 33% during the Gulf War. And this is perhaps more resembling what's going on in the Middle East right now, as well as the Iraq invades Kuwait. So you can see it right here, the USSR in Afghanistan in 1979, up 25%, Iranian hostage crisis, 25%, Arab oil embargo, we went down by 36%. Cuban Missile Crisis, we went up by 32%. So you can see how more often than not, the markets have actually reacted pretty well to these major conflicts here. So that is just something you need to keep in mind when you're fearing the markets having a massive meltdown due to the conflicts across the world. But of course, we need to keep watching oil. We need to keep watching this because the oil price is very significant, not only when it comes to inflation, but the financial markets overall. So when oil price goes up, oil is being used in almost every service you use, in almost every product you use, in some way, shape, or form, oil has been used. And so if oil price goes up, then most other things across the world is going to go up as well, which is going to lead into higher inflation, which is going to lead into the Fed potentially increasing interest rates again, which is going to potentially mean that assets continues to go down for a little while. So we keep our eyes on this, guys. Another thing we keep our eyes on is this chart. So this shows us the Chinese credit, the US dollar, and the Japan's balance sheet in white here. And what you can see, it is very closely resembles the Bitcoin price, meaning what if, and this is what TechDAV on this chart is arguing, what if the cycles for Bitcoin is not really about the halving, but more about the liquidity in the world? Because these three things basically are a measurement of the global liquidity, and especially from the East. So if you have more liquidity in the markets, it could mean into Bitcoin pushing higher as well. This is what has been shown here historically. So if we can try to understand what's going to happen with the Chinese credit, the US dollar index, which we are watching, of course, in every other video, as well as Japan's balance sheet, we can try to predict what the Bitcoin price is going to do. So this is something I'm going to incorporate, guys. I will let you know when we do see a massive transition here. So make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. Speaking of the halving, it is 200 days away. Of course, this is a massive kind of defining moment for Bitcoin. It also pushes people to become more bullish, which could ignite and kickstart a nice little bit of a bullish momentum here. So we will keep our eyes on this major event approaching. It's supposed to happen on the 25th of April. So let's keep an eyes on that. And the core inflation and the CPI and the FOMC minutes meetings are going to be released this week, Wednesday, Thursday. So let's keep an eye on what's going to come out with those as well. Guys, this is what I got for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.